All these boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you. That is one of the songs. You realize that is one of those songs where if a man sings it, it just ruins the entire song, right? What the hell else was I supposed to go with?
I don't know. Figure it out.
Anyway.
Everyone picks out the songs, figure it out.
Okay. Welcome to StillerBros at the Movies today, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to see Ocean's 8. Now, the Ocean's franchise is kind of interesting. The original Ocean's 11 is probably one of the best remakes ever made.
It is my favorite remake of all time.
Steven Soderbergh created it, made it, and it
is one of the kinds of remakes that improves on what the original was.
Essentially, it was George Clooney and his buddies going off to hanging out in Vegas, and just making a movie, and it ended up becoming a classic heist movie on which most heist movies are based.
And most modern day heist movies have a lot to thank this movie for now 17 years later.
Then Ocean's 12 happened, and it sucked.
It was really bad.
It's the kind of movie that I feel like I could go off on why it sucks so much if I ever watched it again. I've only seen it once. I never feel the need to go back and watch it because it's boring. It's a slog to get through.
Then Ocean's 13 happened, and it was a major improvement.
It's not as good as Ocean's 11, but it is leagues above Ocean's 12. And you don't even need to remember anything from Ocean's 12 to actually like Ocean's 13, to actually get or like Ocean's 13. It's back to basics, heist movie, no fucking 5-minute dance sequences where a guy going through trip lines. Fuck, that movie sucked.
But today we're not talking about those movies because we're talking about the sequel to those movies, the kind of sequel, kind of reboot of those movies, Ocean's 8.
Ocean's 8. This is a movie that I'm honestly surprised has not come up a lot in Hollywood. I mean, other than a John Mulaney bit a few years back, I can't think of a single time that someone has ever mentioned, hey, how about Ocean's 11, but with women?
Well, there was that Kate Holmes, Queen Latifah, Diane Keaton movie, Mad Money.
Yeah, but no one remembers that enough to actually say that's Ocean's 11 with women.
Yeah. However, this movie is I'm kind of just intrigued by how there's so little controversy over this movie. Seeing as Ghostbusters 2016 was a fucking dumpster fire on the internet for about 6 months before, during, and after it came out.
And the thing is, I still stand by the fact that Ghostbusters 2016 was not as bad as the internet says it was. It's got a lot of issues, like at certain points it felt like they were like, okay, we didn't really write anything into the script, so we'll just point the camera, you guys be funny, and we'll make it look good in editing. There are times like that in that movie, but I still think that it's better than people on the internet give it. It's not the same as the first movie, but it's on par with Ghostbusters 2.
Yeah, so this time around we have an all-female reboot that shares the universe, is now a full reboot, and is surprisingly not getting as much backlash.
Yes, today we have got, Ocean's 8 stars Sandra Bullock as Debbie Ocean, Danny Ocean's sister, never mentioned before, sister, who is teaming up with her friends Kate Blanchett, Helena Bonham Carter, Awkwafina, Rihanna. We got 2 musicians turned actors in this.
Mindy Kaling,
Sarah Paulson, and then there is a mystery 8th member, hence Ocean's 8, but we have nothing on that. We also have the appearances by Anne Hathaway as essentially the target, a ditzy actress, basically playing the whole, this is what the media seems to portray Anne Hathaway as, even though that's not what she is.
And we have a slew of cameos, especially from the original crew, who we do not know the full extent of who's showing up, but we know that a bunch of them will show up to wish our ladies good luck.
Yes, and we have, and along the way, and to push them along the way, we have Gary Ross, the host, or as we know him, the guy who made the first Hunger Games movie.
Yes, looking over his IMDb page recently, I'm surprised at just how little he has done. Of the movies we've seen, he has done Pleasantville and the first Hunger Games movie.
That's about it. And Meanwhile, the reason Steven Soderbergh didn't do it was because, well, probably because he didn't want to make it the same movie again. Probably because he's busy being a little more choosy with his projects, including one that he filmed entirely on an iPhone, which is just fucking stupid. I mean, who just films something on their phone?
Yeah, I know. Who films something on their phone? How stupid is that?
But anyway, Ocean's 8. People have been saying pretty okay things about it. It's not. No one's attacking it. No one's hating on it. It's not on it. If anything, this could be the thing that people say when they say this is a gender swapped reboot done 100% right.
It seems like it's just going to be nice little casual movie you can sit and watch. You can just sit and watch. Probably just for the enjoyment factor, not because it's a big summer blockbuster.
There's not a lot of people really going for the main course on this. This is not on most people's most anticipated of summer 2018 list. It's a movie that is definitely coming out this summer. The people who remember the original, the Ocean's, who remember the George Clooney Ocean's trilogy are probably going to go see and enjoy. And people who like any one of these actresses is probably going to go and see and enjoy. But we don't know that yet because we haven't seen it, and we've been very careful not to avoid doing spoilers on the twists of the heist and who the mysterious 8th member of the team is.
Yes.
Yes, we know. The one thing we do know is at least 2 members of the original Ocean's 11 cast who are going to be in it, but we won't say it here in case anyone considers that a spoiler.
Yeah, we also have a bunch of celebrity cameos that we are aware of.
Because it's the Met Gala, so they're good. Oh wait, Gala. Apparently that's a joke in the movie.
Yeah.
So the Met Gala, we'll see how that plays out in the actual movie. But that said, I think we are in for a bit of a treat. I don't know if this is. It's probably isn't going to make a top 10 of the end list at the end. Our top 10 list at the end of the year, which we do not publish in any way.
Because we don't usually make a top 10 list because it's just too much work to make a top 10 list and categorize everything.
Yeah. So essentially, we're basically almost there. So anything else you don't need to add?
I think I'm good.
Okay. So we will see you after the jump. So, better than 12.
Yeah.
Way better than 12.
Light years better than 12.
Probably on par with 13.
Probably on that definitely on that level.
Yeah. So, let's talk about this. So, we have got a cast of fantastic female actors that we have known are good at what they do. Awkwafina is probably the only one we have not... Awkwafina and Rihanna are the only ones we personally have not seen in action. Rihanna's been in 2 movies, but has basically been in 2 movies before this.
Yes.
We haven't seen either of them.
Yes.
So that's basically what we got to work off of. But these are stunning actresses who we know work well, and they are fantastic in this.
So you take stunning actresses, you put them in amazing clothes, you put them together, you get the camaraderie, and it's just a fun time all around. Just like the camaraderie we got in the original Ocean's trilogy.
Yes, so let's talk about what we got here. Gary Ross, he's kind of trying to be Soderbergh here.
It definitely doesn't feel like a Soderbergh movie, so he's got that going for him where it feels different enough that it's not... where it feels just the same enough so it's not off-putting, but at the same time there's a noticeable difference.
Yeah, but he does a lot of what Soderbergh did with the original, with his Ocean's movies, where with the interesting transitions, the jazzy music, the smooth cinematography. But you can't match Soderbergh's visual style, particularly because Soderbergh shoots all his own movies.
And he's probably one of the best. Make sure I'm saying this, one of the best cinematographers alive today.
Yes, and so Gary Ross does a good job of mimicking the style to the best of his abilities, while still throwing a bit of his own version of visual flair to it, whatever it may be. He's not exactly a guy who's best known for making great-looking movies.
Yeah, Hunger Games much.
Yeah. So, but the camera stayed still, so because there weren't any child murdering scenes to deal with.
Yeah. So, with that being said, let's talk about the actresses.
Sandra Bullock does a great job basically playing the George Clooney-ish role of this movie with the suave, powerful, all-knowing...
Mastermind.
Yeah.
We have her and Kate Blanchett working fantastically off each other.
Yeah, you can feel like they've been friends for a while.
Just like how we same with George Clooney and Brad Pitt in the original, but we're not going to compare.
We're not going to keep. That's where the comparisons to the original, to the last team end.
We're going to stop now. We're going to stop making comparisons now.
Mindy Kaling is fun in this. In fact, I want to see her and Helena Bonham Carter, not necessarily as these characters, but I kind of want to see them do more together because they played off each other well.
Yeah. There wasn't a lot of all of them working together, which I kind of thought was a minor. Like, I can't think of a couple of scenes where a couple of them didn't interact, but a couple of them interacted. But you know, when you have 8 people interacting with each other, having to interact with each other, there's obviously going to be some scenes where you don't get everybody pairing off and talking.
It's like Infinity War, only on a bit of a smaller scale, because we've got to cram everyone in there and still get a somewhat coherent plot together.
Yeah.
The heist is really well thought out, is really interestingly thought out. I didn't see the final twist coming.
But that's the best thing about the Ocean's movies, is that you don't see the final, is that the heist seems pretty straightforward, and then suddenly there's the twist at the end
where you know, the stuff that it feels like, oh crap, everything's going wrong. That was part of the plan.
There was contingencies for contingencies, and then suddenly you realize it came out exactly the way it was planned.
James Corden's not in this movie as much as you probably think from the trailers, and for the record, I don't know why people don't like James Corden.
He's a very good actor. He's funny, and he's charming as fuck. He's funny.
He's an old-fashioned song and dance man, so he's got that going for him.
Although I do imagine that he probably got this job because he is friends with Anna Wintour.
Yeah, but hands down, this is going to be the second best movie that James Corden is in all year, and we all know what number 1 is going to be.
Peter Rabbit.
Yeah, that's right.
No, it's
Peter Rabbit.
No, it's going to be Wreck-It Ralph 2.
Yeah. Anyway, what else can be said? Helena Bonham Carter basically was Helena Bonham Carter. It's basically like Kevin Hart and Jumanji. Everyone else is kind of playing a different type that they usually do, but Helena Bonham Carter was just basically playing a character that you feel like when they wrote it in the script, described her in the script, they were like, Helena Bonham Carter type.
Yeah. We also have Anne Hathaway, who just kind of steals the show away from everybody.
Yeah, she's funny. She's playing the ditzy airhead, basically the version of her that's out there, but and she kind of nails it the entire way through.
Yeah.
You know, and it's kind of interesting. Sarah Paulson, we know a bit of her from, we watched the first season of American Crime Story, so we know her, so that's basically the majority of where we know her from, and she seemed pretty fun in this. She surprisingly got a smaller role. Well, she kind of got a smaller role in this, but I feel like she had a good kind of dynamic in the story.
Yeah.
It's the kind of thing that they don't really play at. She's kind of like a mix of Carl Reiner and Matt Damon in Ocean's 11.
Yeah. And then we have our secret 8th member, who we can't talk and spoil, but when it comes, suddenly everything starts to kind of fall into place.
Yeah. When we finally get all 8 together and the plan it finally gets put into motion, you're kind of like, what's going on? Oh, because.
But again, that's what these movies are with the first Ocean's movie. We had suddenly the SWAT team. Oh, we didn't even think about the SWAT team.
The second one we were like, they switched bags. When did they do that? So that entire thing was pointless.
And with 13, they planted explosives in the. But they stole the. That was all a distraction so they could steal the diamonds.
Yeah.
But so this time, it's very. It has a very interesting twist as to where we go with the heist.
And the cameos from the original team are really good, really well placed. You don't feel fans. It doesn't. It kind of feels like fan service in one of them, but the other one, it's basically just a character It's basically a character moment that you kind of feel would need to happen in a movie like this, where we're already established this is the same universe as the Soderbergh Ocean's movies.
Yeah. I'm a little disappointed with one thing. I'm really disappointed with one thing on the entire thing on it.
Yeah, there's one cameo or lack thereof kind of disappoints us, just because it felt like they were building up to it, but it never came. So I wish that it had, but I understand that the cast member in question probably had other things to do.
Yeah.
So, but you know, that's a small nitpick in an otherwise very fun movie. It's not going to be once again, it's not really going to be the movie of the summer. It's not going to be the breakout hit of the summer. By the way, that theater was more crowded than I thought it was going to be.
There were probably more people in that theater than there were when we saw Solo.
Yeah, and with Solo, we were in a smaller theater. This was us in the main auditorium this time around. So, and so we didn't buy tickets in advance this time because we weren't like, oh, this movie's gonna sell out. But no, the place was pretty full, and I thank God we were not the youngest people in that. We were not the youngest people in that theater.
We were probably the youngest people in that theater that were not dragged there by girlfriends or parents, though.
Yeah.
We were probably we were definitely the two oldest dudes who were there on our own fruition.
Yeah. So, but overall, Ocean's 8 is good.
Yeah.
It's not gonna
set the world on fire. I would be happy to see it. I would see Ocean's 10 tomorrow.
Yeah. 10?
Well, if we're gonna go 9, then we would have to go. Well, if we're doing 9, then we should probably go ahead and. Oh wait, I would see Ocean's 9. Oh wait, I guess 9. I would see Ocean's 9 tomorrow.
Thank you. Ocean's 9. Yes, Ocean's 9. The second they revealed the 8th member, I'm like, I want to see more of that. I want to see more of everyone together, just because we haven't gotten a lot of everyone knowing all of it, knowing everything.
So we need to see Ocean's 9 tomorrow. So let's just get Ocean's 9 together, because I'm excited. Because I like this group. I want to see more of them.
Yeah, and overall, it's a good movie. It's not gonna change minds. It's not gonna set the world on fire, but it's fun to watch the characters bounce off each other. Well, I think that's it.
Yeah.
All right. So be sure to like, favorite, subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to tune in next time when it's showtime.